All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Happy Hour. And I'm so happy to see everyone's faces that's on live. And if you're watching the recording, I'm so thankful you're watching the recording. And tonight, oh, my name's Jessie. I know all of you on know my name, but in case you don't know my name who's watching the recording, my name's Jessie. And the topic for tonight's Happy Hour class is Armor Up. It's a really long name. And as I was just trying to be creative and trying to be creative and think about basically like, the fall, like the crud that's going around. But then in the fine print, I'm like, protect yourself against the petri dish of life. So as I was preparing for this class, I was just really trying to think about what are like for our family and our home, what are the core things that we do on a consistent basis to keep germs and sickness at bay? And so that's what I'm going to share with you tonight. And those of you that are on, I know you guys are all seasoned users, so I'm sure you're going to have suggestions as well. So you can either pipe up in the chat, or if you want to unmute yourself, you can. Or if you have questions, of course, ask questions. Um, but we know that doTERRA and like our essential oils, it's not a cloak of invincibility. Like we still are going to get sick here and there, and that's life. And I'm a believer. From what I've heard, it makes a lot of sense. But it's good for our immune systems if we do get sick, about once or twice a year, because it just helps our body build up the stuff it needs to build up. So there is that. There is that, but it really and truly, we don't get sick as much as other people around us, I feel like, because we use our essential oils and our doTERRA products. Or those times when we do get sick, I feel like we really bounce back quicker too. So that's my little, not disclaimer, because I think sometimes I get nervous. People and be like, "Well, I got sick, so the oils don't work." I'm like, "No, no, no. It's amazing what they do for us, but just sometimes it's gonna happen." So we're gonna talk about preventative things we can do, and then what we can do to, if we do get sick, not if, when we do get sick, how we can bounce back quicker. But we know that I always love to put in the wellness pyramid because I feel like looking at our doTERRA wellness pyramid, there's just so much, especially on this topic of the crud and the stuff going around. Like if the more we can focus on items that are at the bottom of the pyramid, we're just not going to have to deal with the stuff at the top of the pyramid as much. So if we really think about and focus in on our nutrition and digestion, so thinking of lifelong vitality, PB Restore, Terrazyme, stuff like that, that's just foundationally going to support our body fantastically so that we just stay healthier longer. And then things like moving in our body and taking care of our metabolism. And I was running over the topics or the different things the different things I want to talk to you about tonight with Ryan earlier today. I'm like, what am I missing? And I'm so thankful. He's like, sleep. Sleep's really important to keep us healthy. I'm like, oh yeah. So I made a slide about sleep because it's one of those things. Like there's so much, and I'm sure it's the same with you, that we do on a daily consistent basis that is going to help our body. But if anything, this class is hopefully gonna be a good reminder, like you're doing a lot already, and then maybe you're gonna learn a couple new nuggets of things you can incorporate and some tricks that you'll have up your sleeve for the next time. So that's my little horn I want to toot about the wellness pyramid. Just focus on the bottom and then have some tools at your fingertips for stuff when you get to the top. But first of all, foundationally, we got to talk about LOV. I always say if I was going to a deserted island, I can only take one doTERRA product, it would be LOV. And I'm counting it as one, even though there's 3 different bottles. But it's one of those that I don't want to be without. And Ryan and I both notice if we happen to go without because our order doesn't come, we really and truly start to notice it. Another one that we take on a daily basis, I don't have on these slides, but it's Advantage. We have really, really fallen in love with MetaPower Advantage for so many reasons, but it's like our joint health, because we ran out and theirs hasn't arrived yet. And both Ryan and I are like, oh, we're just a little bit more sore and different things. So I have found that so many of these things that I do on a consistent basis, I sort of forget all the good they're doing until I accidentally run out. And then I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. But LOV, number one favorite thing, the Microplex VMZ, think of that as our multivitamin that gives us all those vitamins and minerals that we need because food's just not the same as it was. And then Alpha CRS is helps with our healthy immune function. So talking about immunity tonight, just with that mental clarity. It's like the fire extinguisher for our body. Think of it that way. And then the E omega, those are our omegas that we need that just help with so many different vital parts of our body. And someone once described it to me like that. Think of that as a de-ruster for our body. So it just, the omegas are so good. So together, that is LLV. And that's a great thing that we can do preventatively. And it's not something that, because some of the stuff we're going to look at tonight, and like do it preventatively, like just take it. But then if you do happen to get sick, increase the amounts. Like if we get sick, it's not like we increase our amount of LLV. We just, both Brian and I do a full dose of LLV every day. And then our son Luke, he's 10 and he does half dose of LLV. So, and depending on, your body size, I watched a training video with doTERRA last month and they were talking, they had an amount. I think I forgot what they said. Like one of the doctors, I think it was Dr. Riggs, he talked about if you weigh, over this many pounds, then do full dose. If you're under, do 3/4 dose or whatever. So my recommendation also, if anyone has not done LLV yet, is to ease yourself in. So start with quarter dose, and a full dose is 4 of each of these pills throughout the day. I do half in the morning, half at night. But to ease yourself in and do 1 of each of the pills for a couple days, then see how your body's feeling. And it's just because I already mentioned like de-rusting, it's going to get things moving in your body, and you just got to adjust, and you're going to love it. It's great. And then also, I just want to throw out there that if someone is not taking pills yet for kids or people that can't take pills, the A to Z chewable tablets is like a chewable vitamin. So my 2 youngest take that one. So then I want to talk really quick about PB Restore. And it's one that doTERRA gave it a facelift last year. And our PB Assist is what it used to be called. And people are still messaging me because doTERRA still is selling PB Assist, but then we have PB Restore. So PB Assist was always, it's great. It's the double encapsulated. The PB Restore, it's also double encapsulated. So what it helps the ingredients, what's inside that pill, to get into our body, like where it needs to go. But they took that PB Assist and they just made it so much more, so much more. I have a really cool comparison chart. I don't have it to show you right now, but if you want me to send it to you, let me know. But it's comparing the 2 different, like the older version and then the newer version. And it's just, there's so many more strains. I went to a training in April for doTERRA and I was talking with the gal and she said, and this was like sort of mind blowing to me, but I'm going to tell you, she's like, if they just take 1 product from doTERRA, she's like, I would actually pick PB Restore. I was like, over LLV? She's like, if they can just do 1, I would pick PB Restore. Do 1 a day, challenge them to do it for 30 days and see how different they feel. She's like, if they could swing it and do 2 a day, she's like, it's gonna change their life. So it's a phenomenal product. There's a whole course you can take if you want to learn even more about it. You can see the QR code there on the screen. You could scan that and take a free course about this new product, as well as the PB Assist. So this is where it was a little confusing. So I want to clarify here too. So the old PB Assist, the pill that doTERRA had, is now PB Restore. But then the one that's in the sachet that you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, they call that PB Assist like Plus now, but it used to be called PB Junior. So they gave a upgrade to the stick as well. And there are a lot of people, they like adults that like to take the PB Assist stick version as well. It tastes delicious, but they'll do a concoction where they'll take MetaPower Advantage and then they'll put a PB Assist stick in their water as well as the electrolytes. And they'll do all 3 and they blend it up with like a hand frother, and that they do this drink. I haven't started doing it yet. And so, but a lot of people have really been enjoying it. We always just take it like a pixie stick, but I usually do the PB Restore pill. But so there's my 2 cents on that one. Okay. So this is another preventative thing. Brian and I, we take 1 PB Restore every morning. But if someone had to go on antibiotics or something, you're going to want to take more PB Restore because it's going to take a while. You really are going to need to repair your gut to be able to get back to where you were before the antibiotic. Then, preventatively, On Guard. I mean, there's so many of these slides have On Guard all over them, but On Guard is our immunity blend. And the formulation for On Guard, it came out of the Black Plague. the people that were rooting and pillaging from the sick and the dead, they figured out this concoction of herbs that they could breathe in that would keep them from getting the Black Plague. And that's on guard. Okay. So, I mean, it's been around, the combo has been around for quite a while. It smells amazing. So I have a slide later we're going to talk about diffusing, but I just want to say it again right now. For preventative sickness, I mean, to prevent yourself, my words, to keep yourself healthy and well, just to be preventative about staying healthy and well, diffuse. That's one of your very first things I want you to do, is just always be diffusing. I know there's times where I get a little bit lax in my diffusing or whatever the case may be. Don't forget to diffuse. Set an alarm on your phone if you need to. You could even get the diffuser ready before you go to bed in your kitchen. And if you don't want to run through the night, which I love running my diffuser at night, but you could, if you don't do that, you could always get it ready to go. So in the morning when you come out into the kitchen, you just go boop and it starts, and then you can get, something like On Guard diffusing. There are other great blends you can diffuse as well to keep you healthy and well, but On Guard is just one of my favorites, and it just smells so good. So what we like to do on a daily basis is we like to take the On Guard Plus soft gels, especially this time of year. Me and Ryan and Luke, we all take an On Guard soft gel every day. Some people choose to just do the soft gels when they get sick, and they'll take a couple throughout the day, but then they'll do the On Guard beadlets preventatively. And we've varied, and we've done that sometimes, but just recently, because we've been doing more traveling, we just take the On Guard soft gels daily. Some people ask too, they're like, what's the difference between the On Guard soft gel and the On Guard beadlet? The On Guard beadlet is just On Guard essential oil, and it's actually less than a drop of essential oil. But then the On Guard soft gels, those have On Guard in them, plus they have Melissa, plus they have black pepper and oregano. So it's like the big guns. So that's when, if we do get sick, we will increase our On Guard soft gels that we take. And then we love the roller blends from doTERRA, so the On Guard Touch Roller Blend. Or you can also use Stronger, which is the one that's formulated for kids, but it's not like kids can only do Stronger or adults can only do On Guard. You would like, which one do you like the smell of better? But doing one of those rollers, or if you like to DIY, I have a recipe there on the screen with On Guard, Arborvitae, and frankincense. And just daily on your spine, this is me like swiping it on my kid's spine. Every night they get an immunity roller on their spine, and then if they get sick, then they'll get it several times throughout the day. Bottoms of feet is another good spot where I like to do the immunity rollers, because thinking of the bottoms of feet, you can put socks on kids, or that's another reason why I like to do the spine, besides like all of our nerves are right, like their spinal cord, but then also kids, like they can't, get their hands back there, because especially an immunity blend, it's got spicier oils and you just don't want them to accidentally get in their eyes, and then it's a whole thing. And then the On Guard chewable tablets. If you haven't tried those, I love those. And they're another one preventatively. If you were to take one chewable a day, that is going to be great for your health. But then if you do get sick, increase the amount of chewables that you take. Tip I want to give you when you're doing the chewable, because just in the name it says chewable, you're like, you pop it and you chew it. What you're supposed to do is not that. You're actually supposed to suck on it for a little bit and then chew it. It helps because it's not as hard for your teeth, but also there's some scientific reason why, and I don't remember off the top of my head, but to just suck on it for a little bit, then chew it. So, but we love those On Guard chewables. It's been interesting because I've talked to some people, and I don't remember which way it goes. Like, I don't mind the taste at all. I think they sort of taste like On Guard, a little bit like zinc, if you know, like that taste. But some people, they don't like the taste of the On Guard chewables. And this is where this could be an old wives' tale or some rumor, but it makes sort of sense that if someone is low in iron, then the chewables might taste more, you might get more of a metal taste. But if your iron levels are okay, then maybe you don't get that. But I don't know. But it sort of makes sense, but I haven't really followed up to see how accurate that information is, but it does make sense to me. So I'll just pass that along. That being said, if they taste not that great, I'm going to tell you to take them, because we need them, right? Because not everything out there that's healthy for you is going to always taste the best. Just like thinking of MetaPower Advantage, that's one of those that some people, they maybe at the beginning don't like the taste of it. I had a couple days where it tasted really weird when I very first started, but then I I don't mind the taste at all now. I crave it every morning. But even thinking of when I was talking with one of my friends who's a she's a I don't know. She's got degrees behind her name, but she just reminded me, she's like, Jesse, Metapower Advantage, it wasn't designed to taste like a margarita. It's health drink. Like just take it and get over it or something. But she was just funny. But that being said, I don't think the chewables taste funny, but if you get a funny taste, then you've been warned. Um, okay, then have you guys ever heard that the healthier your mouth is, the healthier your body is going to be? So if you can take good oral care of your mouth, you're going to really and truly like overall have better health. So we have great doTERRA products for that. I checked today, the doTERRA copper tongue scraper is not available for purchase anymore, or I couldn't find it. But you don't have to get the doTERRA copper tongue scraper. But I want to encourage you, if you haven't started tongue scraping before, try it. It's one of those that's pretty addictive. First thing in the morning when you get up, before you brush your teeth, I want you to tongue scrape, and I'm not going to demo because it's sort of gross. And it's not the first thing in the morning, but you just take that tongue scraper and you stick your tongue out and then you just scrape the stuff off of your tongue. And it's crazy, but it just helps get that off. And then we have two different flavors. I'll call them that. Of toothpaste. We have the On Guard flavor, and then we have a super mint flavor. So do you like a cinnamony taste or a more of a minty taste? Because the super mint is the one that's more minty. Some people, they're like, I like to do the On Guard toothpaste in the morning and the super mint toothpaste in the evening to mix it up. Either way you go, they're both like, the toothpaste is phenomenal. It's great. We've been using it. Our kids use it. And you can always add. I remember my mother-in-law saying that she added an extra oil to her toothpaste because she was working on. I mean, these are whitening toothpaste, but she added another oil that she had been reading up on, and she just put a drop on top of her toothpaste and then brushed it, and like she loved that. Or my kids, especially when Luke was little, they didn't have the super mint one, and he said that the On Guard one was too spicy, so we just put a drop of wild orange on the toothpaste, and he adjusted, and then pretty soon we were able to stop doing the wild orange. And then our mouthwash. I love our mouthwash. I'm calling myself out, I want to be more consistent about it though, and I really like, you shake it up before you use it though, because it just will help mix everything up. But then just use mouthwash just like you would use mouthwash, but it doesn't have any of the yucky ingredients that a lot of the mouthwashes that I used to use have. So toothpaste, mouthwash, we know how to use those. So just use doTERRA's because they're better for us. Okay. Then sleep. Let's talk about sleep really quick, because when we sleep, that's when our body is repairing itself, and sleep is so important to our health and wellness. So if we're not getting that sleep, then I mean, I think about those times in college when I would, during finals week or something like that, what do you know? I always happen to get sick at the end of finals because I was not sleeping that much during finals week. And then I would just crash and get sick, which I know I'm not alone in that. So using our doTERRA products to help with sleep and to just work nicely, and in some cases, I feel like I'm almost retraining my body too with different things. And depending on what's going on in our life, I don't take all of these every night. I've been really into, and it's not on the slides here, but I do a drop of clary sage under my tongue because I am realizing that I am perimenopausal. So I've got that stuff going on. So I'm working on my hormones. And so if you find yourself waking up in the 3 o'clock hour, it could be hormone related. And I was waking up at 3 o'clock, or if it was my kids waking me up. And so I've been doing a drop of clary sage under my tongue before bed. But then those nights when I really need sleep, oh my goodness, this happened since like last month. So it was sort of a rough night with our kids, and we live in the country. Those of you that are on, I know you know this. We live in the country, so yes, sometimes we have run-ins with mice. But I just remember I just gotten back into bed and I was just dozing off, and I felt a little. There was a mouse in our bed. And so nights like that, like I remember the next night after that happened, I was like, oh no, after I had Ryan check everything multiple times. I mean, and Ryan got the mouse, by the way, that one. But I remember I did like 2 Serenity soft gels, 2 Copaiba soft gels. I put the Serenity stick on. I took my Clary Sage. I just did it all. And I was able to sleep. So I'm very thankful. But I love, if you had to pick, ugh, if someone came to me and they said they really wanted help with sleep, I'd say try the Serenity system. Do the Serenity essential oil, diffuse it, get the Serenity stick, and then you rub that. I like putting it on my wrists, over my chest, and then bottoms of my feet. I've had a couple people tell me who struggle with like jittery legs, like think of restless legs or something, that they have used the Serenity stick on their legs when their feet wouldn't hold still or when their legs wouldn't stop moving, and it helped calm down their legs and feet. So then they were able to sleep. I love the Serenity stick. I love it. I love it. I love it. I just slather it all over my kids. And then the Serenity soft gels, that's like, think of it as a sleeping pill. It has, it's not Serenity essential oil in pill form, but it's in that Serenity family, so that's why I got the name. But it's not the oil and pill form because the oil is not formulated for internal use. And the Copaiba is a classic oil that a lot of us love using for sleep. Oh, it's calming during the day. It's a great one for discomfort and pain. And then the adaptive capsules, those are another one that a lot of people like using them for sleep, so that's why I put them on the slide. I personally like to use the adaptive capsules during the day. Like if I'm feeling a little anxious, I'll go take an adaptive capsule, but then I like doing this Serenity and Copaiba for sleep. And then I saw when I was checking up on the copper tongue scrapers today, I saw they still have available this Serenity kit, and it comes with a silk mulberry eye mask and then some samples of the Serenity soft gels and then a Serenity spray. My kids love spraying the spray over their pillows. But I was like, that could be a really fun gift for someone thinking, I mean, Christmas is just around the corner, right? So getting good sleep, it's so important for our immune health. So get good sleep. Then in those times when you're like, okay, I'm sick, it's happened, increase your usage like we were talking earlier. So rolling oil on topically, On Guard Touch, stronger. A lot of people like doing the flute roller, which I have that recipe coming in later, but it's frankincense, lemon, On Guard, oregano, tea tree, putting that in a roller. I'm taking more of the On Guard soft gels, the On Guard throat drops. I love if you're feeling a tickle in your throat, the On Guard throat drops work so well. I love them. They got that spiciness to them. And they just really and truly, like a lot of times I feel like when I do one of those throat drops, if I do it soon enough, the sore throat doesn't get any worse. And then the immunity tea. I love immunity tea. It's one of the very first DIYs I ever did when I got started. And it's so easy. It's really easy to make. It's another one that I love gifting to people, some immunity tea, because it's easy to be like, here. And so you mix up this concoction that I have here on the screen, and then you get a boiling cup of hot water, and then you take a spoonful of that honey concoction, and then you stir it into your water, and you drink it. And this does taste good. Like we were talking about, maybe some other things wouldn't taste good. Immunity tea tastes good. I haven't found someone that doesn't like it. So many people, they're like, Jesse, what'd you give me? What'd you have me drink? Because I was feeling like I was starting to come down with something. I did immunity tea, and I got better. So and we always try and have a jar made around the house for those times when we're starting to feel a little bit under the weather. We find we like to drink it in the fall because it just tastes good and it has a fall taste, taste to it. If you don't have all the oils in the recipe, I'd say On Guard make sure you put On Guard in it. Then I like throwing in all these citrus oils you see, but maybe you have tangerine or white grapefruit or some other citrus oil, as long as it's doTERRA, like put it in there. And then I like adding ginger because ginger is really, it has health benefits, but then also it adds like a spiciness to it as well. So there is that. So like when you're sick, increase. I want to put a link. I know I've talked about it before. Putting it in the chat. So this is a link to Oil Life, the website for it's called the Steamy Cup. It looks like a diffuser, but it's not. It's nice. It's sort of like a facial steamer. Whenever I do it, it's when I'm sick or something, but then I always feel like I got a facial afterwards too, because it just made my face feel so nice and lovely. But this is a device that I highly recommend. I love having it in our toolkit of items when we get sick. It's not, again, we don't use it all the time, but those times when we're sick, I'm so thankful we have it. Just like oregano. It's not an oil that I use all the time, but those times when I get sick, I'm so thankful that it's in my toolkit of, stuff. I mean, I guess technically I'm taking oregano every day because I take the On Guard soft gels. But with the steamy cup, you put the water in, then you put the lid on, and there's a little lava rock. And then you put your essential oils on top of the lava rock, and then it just starts making more steam. And some people might say, well, couldn't I just put my face over the diffuser? Which it would, but it's not like a wet steam. Like a diffuser is not wet steam, you know what I mean? But the steamy cup, it just gets, and then I'll put a towel over my head, or if it's the kids, I'll sit next to them and I'll just sort of like wave it in their face, or I'll put a show on and they'll just watch it, and then I'll just slowly put that steam in their face. But I love the steamy cup. And I remember it took me a while to make the leap and buy it because it's like, because I think it's right around that price point where I'm like, I don't know. But I finally got it. And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that I have it. So get yourself a steamy cup and you can thank me later. Okay. But common oils that I depending on, like if I'm really congested, I might use breathe in the steamy cup, or something like lime and cardamom is a really gentle one that's good for respiratory stuff. But then if I've got something else going on, I'll often do On Guard and oregano. I'll do the flute oils. So you can just play around with it and use what you feel like is best for you in the moment. So then I have to remind you, like we're talking about keeping ourselves healthy. So we need to keep our homes healthy and clean, which again, germs happen and they get around. And I believe, we all need to get some germs to build up those immune systems. That all being said, I don't want to use toxic cleaning products to clean our home. So if you haven't tried yet either the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate or the Abode Surface Spray, like they're both great. We use both of them. The Abode multi-purpose spray, we use that one more in our bathrooms. And then the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate we use like everywhere else in the house. But just today I was doing laundry stripping, which if you haven't tried laundry stripping, it's so fun and addictive, and it works so well. To show you some of the pictures of what the water looks like when I pull the clothes out, because our washing machines don't get our clothes as clean as we want to think they do. Or I like to buy clothes sometimes on Poshmark. Have you guys ever heard of Poshmark? It's like a used clothing site. But then I'll get the clothes and they'll just reek of fabric softener. And so there's been times that even have to laundry strip them a couple times because there's just so much buildup on the clothes. But then once I get all that yucky fragrance out, then they're great, good as new. So I use the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate in my laundry stripping recipe, and it's phenomenal. And then washing our dishes. So I love the Abode dish soap, and doTERRA has cute glass containers that you can, so that it looks pretty on your counter if you want to use that. But I love the dish soap. And then washing our hands, which we wash our hands all the time. We have chickens now. We have young kids. We're washing our hands all the time. So I love using doTERRA's hand soaps, but there also is a DIY recipe if you want to make your own foaming hand soap that I can always share with you. But I've been using lately the On Guard concentrated foaming hand wash because the other On Guard foaming hand wash is unavailable, and I'm really, really liking it. And we use it to wash our produce when we need to do a quick wash. I'll just take a pump of the hand soap and we just rub it on our produce and clean it, and we're good to go. So that's what we use even for that. Then the On Guard hand sanitizing mist. Stash that everywhere. I mean, I keep one in my purse. We keep one in the diaper bag. They're outside our bathroom. I mean, they're everywhere. And it's just that antimicrobial like spray that you can spray just like you would any of the other ones out there, but it's not like bad for you. So, and doTERRA also has an On Guard hand sanitizing gel that's, like a gel, and it's great and awesome, but I just prefer the hand mist. And so that's why I put it in the slides. So there you go. Okay, diffuse. This is my reminder again. Diffuse. I want you to challenge you to diffuse every day. Just get your diffuser going, and you'll be amazed at how it can help clean the air. Especially if there's sickness going around, getting that diffuser going and even running it at night so that you're cleaning the air where everyone's sleeping. It seems I think sometimes I'm like, it just seems too easy, but it really does make a difference. So get your diffuser going. These are some recipes. If you want to take screenshots, you're welcome to. Just different diffuser ideas. I always love seeing different combinations that people do. So there's those. Then I have some rollerball recipes for you now. And if you haven't made roller balls, they're really fun, but you just need fractionated coconut oil. That's the FCO, what it stands for. And you can always increase the number of drops if you want. I like a general rule of thumb doing about 20 to 30 drops of essential oil and then the rest of the way of fractionated coconut oil. But excuse me, a lot of times people do more drops than that. It's always a good rule of thumb to dilute. And that's the beauty of the roller balls, because you can dilute them and then you can just really easily put them on the wrists. And you can also then, you have your essential oil bottle, you have your stash, wherever you keep those, but then you can have your roller balls that you put in your purse, or you spread them out throughout your house. So they're just easy to grab. And I have oils that are right by my desk that I always grab, but they're my specific work oils. So just spread them around easier that way. I have a tickle in my throat. Okay, then this month, guacwood. That was like one of those, it's hard for me to say. I had to practice so many, guacwood. It's like kayak, guacwood. See, I practiced it so many times before I did my video, and so I have a YouTube video I made with 10 ways to use guacwood, and I really feel like I'm saying it incorrectly right now. But I said it right on the video. So there's a link for that if you wanted some ideas, because that's the product of the month this month. And so if you do your 125 PV LRP order, you're going to get this essential oil for free. It's one of those oils, though, that a lot of people have been like, I haven't used that oil a lot. So that's why I wanted to make a video with some ways that you can use, like practical ways that you can use your guacwood. Oh man, geez Louise. When you say a word so many times, it starts to sound just wrong anyway. So we're just going to move on, because you guys know what oil I'm talking about, because it's right there on the screen. Okay, then convention is in 12 days, which I'm super excited about. So doTERRA, every fall, they have their annual convention. And at that convention is when they come out with the new products for the year. So that's why the picture's blurred. We don't know what there is. We won't know until 2 weeks from today. We will know. And so that's my plan for my YouTube video. So I'm going to make, it's going to be maybe a crazy video in the hotel room, but I'm going to make a video that if people want to see what the new products are. But if you want to get, like, the quickest way to get your hands on the new products, because every year doTERRA does it a little different. So I wanted to make sure you guys know, because it's different than how they did it last year. So how does this year? If you want to get your hands on the new products in a convention kit, you have to have a convention ticket. And so they have the in-person ticket, or they have a virtual ticket, which a virtual ticket gives you access to all the education from that. I'm trying to think. I don't think last year they had 2 different virtual ticket options. But if you were to go to the doTERRA website and then find the little tab that says convention, you can see they compare like what you get. But with the virtual ticket, you get access to education, and then you'll get access to purchase a convention kit. And then you'll get access to like the marketplace, because they have like doTERRA swag and stuff. So that's really fun. Otherwise, they are going to announce at convention when all the new products are going to be released for everyone else, but I just don't know. I don't know yet. But if you want to be able to get a convention kit, you have to have a convention ticket. Okay, so that's the scoop there. Then our next happy hour class is going to be October 3rd. And that's where we're going to dive into the new product. So I'm going to do that video in 2 weeks, which again, it'll be sort of janky in the hotel room, but I'll be really excited. I'll have all the products in my hand. So that'll be like a quick overview of like what we're doing. And then at this class on October 3rd, it'll hopefully be a little more polished, but I'll have more information for you, because I'll have had time to prepare. So that's the class plan for October 3rd. And then if you haven't yet, I would be forever grateful if you would be willing to follow along. I'm working on growing my different social channels. And so since our last happy hour, I've started doing Pinterest too, you guys. So that's been a learning curve for me, but it's been really fun. And then I've been working on my YouTube videos. So every Thursday I release a new YouTube video. This week I actually did 3, because I was just feeling ambitious and I needed to get information out. Oh, so information, I needed to tell you this. So all of you on the screen, you already have a wholesale account. So high five to you. You've got your account. If you have friends or family that don't have a wholesale account yet, Ryan and I are doing a program with doTERRA called Diamond Club for September, October, November. And so basically what that means for anyone that's getting started with the wholesale account is I have extra freebies that I can offer. And then it doesn't mean that I have to be the one to enroll them. So if like you wanted to enroll a friend or family member, I can still help them get the freebies. So I have a promo code that I would need to give you that you just plug in, like, so, you just plug in your promo code. But then know that if you have a wholesale customer account, you have what's called a refer a friend link. And so with the refer a friend link, that's where you just have your link you would send to a friends and family. You'd be like, here's 25% off, put in this promo code because it'll give you free balance. So if it's a 100 PV enrollment order, they would get a free bottle of balance. If they do a 200 PV enrollment order, they would get balance and then adaptive touch. Plus there's a free gift at 150 PVs. But then if you share your refer friend link, then you're going to get some doTERRA dollars that you can spend on your next order, which is really fun. So it's fun. If you have more questions about it, I can explain more. You just holler. But that's the scoop on that with Diamond Club. I'm going to put, so if you haven't yet earned your free diffuser, because like all of you on the screen, you're in Ohana Tribe. So you have the opportunity to earn a free diffuser once you attend all 8 of the core classes, which I put the link in the chat that you fill out. Yes, I did put it there. You fill out your attendance. And so tonight's class, I'm saying it could count for nutrition and supplements or toxin-free living. So maybe you've already attended the nutrition and supplements class, so count it for toxin-free living or vice versa. You can't count it for both, but you could count it for one or the other. But once you attend the core 8, then you earn a free diffuser because I'm a big fan of diffusers and I believe we all need them. So, and we need multiple diffusers. So there's that little tidbit. But that's what I have for you tonight. I'm going to stop the recording. So if you're watching the recording and you're in Ohana Tribe, go check your email and you can fill out your attendance form because I put it in there. But then those of you that are on live, I will stay on to see if any of you have questions. I'm so thankful for all of you. So thank you for your time. I'm super grateful for you. And I hope you have a great day.